How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of collab goodness. Hopeful Florida-based collab goodness from two breweries I really dig. That is Southern Swells and Calusa Brewing. And we have Squeegee Vikings. Double India Pale Ale. 8% alcohol by volume. Comes courtesy of my boy Carson. Thank you very much, brother. He sent this off knowing full well that I dig on me some Southern Swells. Pretty much everything I've ever gotten Southern Swells-wise has been from Carson. And he knows I dig him some Calusas. It's been a while since I've had some Calusa, but I dig what they do. Yeah. Let's see what this sucker has to offer. Double IPA. I'll read off the little bits and tidbits and baubles and trinkets that are displayed on the can after I give this a pour. That's fucking dense as fuck. They talk about this being Squeegee Viking is the only strong as his weapon, so choose wisely. That's it. It's Strata, Sabro, and Brew 1 hops. So Strata, Sabro, and Brew 1. I have never had Brew 1. Maybe I have, and I don't remember having it. Sabro gives you the coconut vibes, and honestly, I forget what Strata does. Label-wise, it's cool. You know, it's two Squeegee Vikings, and it's on a Southern Swells branded label. Yeah, that's dense. That's thick. Light is just not cutting through that at all. Just looks like a big, huge, unforgivable double IPA. I mean, just rich and dense. Dance, son. Let's get a news. I mean, this is like... It's like nectarine and orange juice had a baby right before both of those fruits got a little bit too overripe. So it's weird because I don't think it's going to be overly sweet, but it has this kind of rich, super dense, kind of super concentrated kind of sweet thing that I don't think is going to come off like candied sweet. It's going to come off more as like that over-ripened fruit kind of sweet thing. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing for me. And that's it, man. It's just a really over-ripened fruit. In a good way. When I say overripened, I mean it in a positive way, not in a negative way. And it's running the game, and it's all tropical fruit, stone fruit, and citrus. But it's just like it's lacking any kind of sharp edges because of how ripened that fruit comes off. There's a soft little bittering on it, nothing too crazy. But I think she's gonna be dense. She's gonna be thick with like 5 fucking C's for the style. And I'm kind of curious to where the bitterness and sweetness kind of play together. And it tastes like a big boy, or smells like it's gonna be a big boy. Cheers. It's weird because this is a super thick, really sweet double IPA that doesn't drink like it drinks easy, which is really kind of like, you know, an oxymoron, but it drinks exactly like I thought it would. It's got this really dense kind of like super concentrated, over-ripened. I keep wanting to go apricot on this, but it's a mix. I mean, it's definitely heavily stone fruit leaning, but there's a nice tropical fruit, nice kiwi mango component in there. But it's all very ripened, almost overly ripened, to the point where you're like, should I eat that fruit or not? It might be a little bit past its prime, but it works. It works because you're drinking a double IPA. It's 8%. No shit, Sherlock. You're drinking something that's big, but where this kind of lands in a spot that really makes me kind of happy is that even though it is very sweet perceptionally, the sweetness isn't that hard rock candy, refined sugar kind of sweetness. It's a little bit more of a kind of adulty sweetness. It's not just sweet on sweet on sweet. There's like a depth to the sweetness itself, and that's why I kind of lean in that direction of it being kind of like an overly ripened kind of fruit. So it's not necessarily like a sweet sugary thing. It doesn't taste like candy. It doesn't taste like cake. It tastes like something. It's just a little bit more rich is the word I keep wanting to go back to. Not vibrant, not aggressive, just rich. There is a bittering to it too. So you do get a touch, an attempt at balance on this that kind of brings the beer back and keeps it from getting overly sweet. I like it. I mean, it's not a world beater. It's not the best double IPA I've ever had. But I like the way it presents itself. And it gives you a lot of the things that I might get on a soapbox and kind of bitch about. You know, not super high impact for its ABV, and it's definitely a sweet beer. It's not finishing dry, and all the bullshit that I really dig on. But the way this one kind of comes off and how those notes and those flavors, the way the hops kind of lean in that tropical direction in combination with the sweetness of the beer, then throw out that little subtle bittering, I think it's a very tasty beer. A very well done double IPA. And honestly, didn't expect much less from two breweries that are probably the two best hazy producers in Florida, at least from what I've had. So yeah, let's talk about it. It's one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late. It's in the conversation. Again, like I said, it's not towards the top. It's not Mount Rushmore status, but it's pretty damn tasty stuff. Value and availability, I don't know. So other Swells cans, I don't think they're that bad, but Collapse could be a little bit different. Maybe Carson or somebody out there in the Jacksonville area can let us know what's what. And leave you with, if you like what, will you like this? If you like big old double IPAs, I think this is going to appeal to a lot of different people. If you're kind of an IPA purist or beer purist, this might not be your game. But I think a lot of people who are haze bros, juice boys, hop thoughts, whatever you want to call them, I think this is going to appeal to them quite a bit. And I think it's kind of flirting with that super aggressive, overly sweet, super residual sugar beer without getting there. And I think that's a cool thing to pull off, because there's so many overly sweet double IPAs nowadays. The way this one presents itself, even though it is sweet, it's not overly sweet, and it finds that balance between, fully finishing and having a little bit of residual sweetness to where it works for me. Might work for you. And there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully they're enjoying a nice little Southern Swells Calusa right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.